Alright, what is up, guys? This is Soul, and we are going to be doing something a little bit different for this little video, man. I guess it's a little bit of an experiment, I guess you could say. Um, I mean, simply put, our line of thinking here is that we we don't have the podcast until Saturday, and sometimes there's just news that breaks that needs to be talked about on that day, right? So that's kind of what we're doing here with this whole Housemarque and possibly Bluepoint news. So yeah, let's get into it, man, because this was, I mean, not a complete shock, but also like a pretty cool surprise, I guess. Um so yeah, man, at about like 7 a.m. my time, which was like absurd, man, because I feel like when does news ever really break that early? Um PlayStation and Herman Holst announced officially that Housemarque would be joining PlayStation Studios. On Twitter, Herman Holst said, "Thrilled to announce Housemarque has officially joined PlayStation Studios. The extremely talented studio with a proven track record and best-in-class gameplay has a bright future, and we couldn't be more excited to be a part of it." Um, yeah, man. I mean, this is it. It just makes so much sense, man. And I guess for me and a lot of people, the true excitement comes from the fact that like Housemarque's future was like really like uncertain for a period of time there, right? Like it was really scary. They had, they kind of came out in, I want to say after Next Machina or after like Matterfall. It was one of those games. They kind of came out and they declared that, hey, like arcade games are are dead, man. Like even though our games are always like critically acclaimed, no one is buying them. Um, so after they kind of came out and said that, they then went on to make a weird like what was it? It was like a battle royale game, right? And I think it was called like Storm Divers or something along those lines, right? And that just didn't pan out either, man. No one really cared about that one either. So like I said, man, their future was just like really uncertain after both of those titles. So man, I'm live and I have to do this. Okay, we're good. Man, I know I put a bullet in him. Okay, now we got to deal with this one. So yeah, man, like I said, like their future was just really uncertain, and what this does essentially is like they don't have to worry about that anymore, man. They can just go out there and make what they want to make, and like their future is secured. And for them, that has to be really really exciting. That yeah, they don't have to worry about um chasing trends, right? They don't have to worry about ever going down the path of a live service game or making God forbid a battle royale game. They don't ever have to worry about that. They could just simply focus on making good games, on making what they want to make. And on that idea alone, this is really, really exciting. So in some of the interviews that we got, both the co-founder of the studio and Herman Holst made the rounds with some interviews, talking about the acquisition and whatnot. Some interesting details that we got actually was that the acquisition, like the first initial discussions actually started in early 2020, but then it kind of had to be put on hold because of Returnal needed to get out the door first. So that was obviously priority number one. So they made sure that they got that out the door before they continued discussions. And then discussions ramped back up as soon as Returnal was close to being complete. So we got that, and then in terms of like what the studio is working on next, like obviously the team just got Returnal out the door, so we aren't going to see anything from them in a long time, for a long time. But they did kind of talk about that, for their next project, it's going to go beyond Returnal, and that we could still expect the title to sort of maintain that, I guess trademark sort of their staple of, you know, tight and concise gameplay that Housemarque has really, you know, hung their hat on for, you know, all the way since 1995, really. So that's really exciting, man. That, you know, Housemarque essentially they get to maintain, you know, their you know, gameplay chops, their gameplay centric, you know, sort of you know, focus, but also kind of expand the sort of scale of games that they get to make. So again, this is just all around exciting for that team. And then I guess for PlayStation, because, you know, the hot topic is, you know, their sort of ways of you know, going out and buying and acquiring studios, right? Like we have their sort of strategy versus how Microsoft handles it. And I guess this really just like reaffirms sort of like PlayStation's whole idea of like the organic growth, right? That, you know, people are making fun of today for whatever reason, but it's this idea of, okay, let's work with, you know, molecule for a number of years. You know, let's work on, you know, Little Big Planet 1 and 2. Okay, now we feel comfortable. Now that we've known them for, you know, this period of time, now let's, you know, actually, you know, put a ring on it. Sucker Punch. They had to go through the entirety of Sly Cooper, Infamous 1 and 2 before they were purchased, right? Insomniac, man, they what, all of Spyro, Ratchet, Resistance, and then Spider-Man, and then PlayStation was finally put a ring on it, right? So it's this idea of working with a studio, partnering with a studio for a number of years before you actually go feel comfortable with, like, okay, we know this studio inside out. Now we feel comfortable enough with, you know, bringing them into the full, completely. And you know, that's sort of just a different strategy to what Microsoft is doing, and there's nothing wrong with what Microsoft is doing, but it's definitely interesting to see the sort of like, I guess, a differing of strategies, or however you want to paint it. So I mean, yeah, it's really cool. And god damn it, dude. I killed this motherfucker last night, dude. I killed him. Um, God damn it. Um, oh no, oh no, oh god, oh no, okay. Um, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to wrap up this video soon, man. Oh no, no. Okay, yeah, so yeah, like I said, man, it's really exciting. Um, it's really, I'm about to die. It's really exciting, man. Like I said, and just the biggest thing, man, is that it just brings security to a team that, you know, like I said before, their future was really uncertain for the longest time. And you know, now, you know, they definitely got a little bit of a glimpse at, you know, how PlayStation makes their games. They definitely had access to sort of, you know, the first party resources, but now they get, if it feels like now they're going to get like 100% of that now, right? Now they you know, now that they are 100% within the fold, you know, they have access to everything, you know, that a Naughty Dog would, that a Santa Monica would, you know. So for them, that also has to be really exciting. So really quickly, let's touch on Bluepoint as well. I see Macho and Walt. How you guys doing in the chat? Nice to see you guys supporting the channel, man. That means so much. So Bluepoint as well, man. Japan, PlayStation Japan, they let it slip that Bluepoint is being acquired as well, which was actually like, I always imagined that Bluepoint, like, if, you know, because it is a rarity for PlayStation to acquire studios, like, you know, before the Insomniac purchase, the last studio that they purchased was Sucker Punch all the way back in 2011, man. So like, Sony doesn't do this too often. Um, but I was definitely expecting Blue be the first, you know, right? Like it just felt like they would be the first one. So just definitely seeing Housemarque being the first one was like the genesis of the surprise for me, at least. That's right, Macho. Ride or die, that's right. Um But yeah, for Bluepoint, I mean, we've been saying this for what it feels like a better part of a year, that it's only a matter of time, and PlayStation Japan letting it slip is definitely a little funny mistake. But yeah, man, I wonder when do they make that announcement? Do they like how do you line that up? Like, how much time do you give Housemarque sort of their time in the limelight or whatever? Do you give them a day? Like, do you give them an entire week? um I don't know. I definitely do think it's true, because like, as people have stated, there's no way you make that graphic, right? Like, they had Blueprint or Bluepoint on the image. They added Demon Souls into the whole roster of PlayStation Studios there, right? So I don't, obviously it's not a fake, right? They went through the effort of making that. So it's definitely real. It's only really a matter of time, which is the question that it's always sort of been with Bluepoint. But just as just as I guess Housemarque, it's really just it just makes total sense, right? And you're saying like, should they announce it at a showcase or whatever? I kind of hope that they don't, man. Like, this is something I'll give Microsoft a lot of credit for, because like, everyone was expecting, you know, acquisition talks to be at their conference, and I really just don't, I prefer to just be solely games, you know what I mean? So like, the idea that we have to hear like business stuff at these things, it just kind of doesn't excite me, you know. I understand why it would excite people, but I don't know. I would rather just keep it 100% focused on games. Hey, what's up, Carlos? You definitely could have helped me, but okay, man. Um, I'm kind of hurt here. But yeah, like, I would hope that almost rather them keep it, as they announced it here, man, or just on Twitter, as just a kind of blog post, or whatever. I think I would prefer that to taking up stage time to announce, hey, we kind of we acquired this studio. It kind of seems like you're kind of like, it's like self-congratulatory, in kind of like a way that, like, I don't know, like, I don't like. It's the same kind of thing that I feel like when Sarah Bond on the Xbox Bethesda show was like, when they were talking about Starfield, they're like, and that's right, it is exclusive, right? It kind of has that same air about it to me. So like, I don't know, I don't like it. Just keep it to a blog post. It's gonna get the same amount of hype as it would in an actual show, I guess. Um, but yeah, Bluepoint. We'll obviously keep our eye on that. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, man. You better believe that we are going to talk more about this in depth on the podcast on Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Be there or be square. Be there or we will take your kneecaps, man. As simple as that. So yeah, we will definitely talk about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. This has been Soul, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.